ready to do mock draft, predictions and stuff. First 10 selections.
Sounds good.
Let's get into it. All right. So we'll go pick by pick. I'll say a pick, you say a pick. Number one overall pick. I feel like this is already set in stone. We already know who it's going to be. Cam Ward to the Tennessee Titans. You seen that Fortnite clip where he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
top receivers in the game: Treylon Burks, Calvin Ridley."
Yep. And then he said
He
their
had-
running backs. He talked about their running backs being top in the league.
Yeah, he was trolling. He had to.
Yeah.
He knows what's going on. But I like that that mindset. Hyping your guys up. I like that kind of mindset. I could buy into that. I think he's going to be a good player in the league.
Oh yeah.
The Titans, interesting enough, haven't had a 4,000-yard passer since Warren Moon. So this is a long ass time. I think this is a team that needs quarterback the most in this draft class, in this draft. So I think he'll answer the bell for them. I think he'll be a good quarterback. I don't know how sold I am on Brian Callahan, but I think he could come in there, Cam Ward, and give them exactly what they need at that position.
No, yeah, I agree. I think the first pick would be Cam Ward as well. I think, and definitely in the Fortnite pick, he's selling himself as the first pick. But for the second pick, with the Cleveland Browns, I think they go Abdul Carter. Him alongside Myles Garrett, that's a dangerous duo. They ended up keeping Myles Garrett, so why not, take the pressure off him just a little bit, putting Abdul Carter on the other side. That'd be huge for them.
Yeah, I like that for them too. And it appears they're probably not going quarterback. I would prefer them to go Shedeur Sanders, get a quarterback in the mix. But yeah, it seems like they're going to go Kirk Cousins after the draft. They'll probably make that trade, unfortunately. So why not have like the best defensive front in the league? Abdul Carter and Myles Garrett. That would be a scary duo. For pick 3, I'm going to go Travis Hunter. I think the Giants, I'm not buying in the smoke of them having Shedeur Sanders come and, for another workout in New York. I'm not buying the smoke of that. I think they're still going to go Travis Hunter. This is somebody that could be an all-pro level player at 2 different positions. He could help you at 2 different positions. I don't know if he's going to play both sides, like how much he's going to play both sides. He's telling teams like, I want to play both sides. That could be a factor. And like, will Cleveland take him? Will he be open to just like playing one side of the ball? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, honestly, I think that I'm not going to say he can't do it, but I think to start, I think they should just have him in offensive packages. I think he should primarily focus on defense, focus on his craft as a corner first. And if they need him in a situation on offense, I think they could put him in there. But just sprinkle him in a little bit. Don't just throw him out into the wolves and have him play both sides right away. But I mean, the Giants said they were comfortable with letting him play both sides, so we'll see how that pans out. Him as a 2 behind Neighbors, that
be scary.
Yeah,
even with Russ.
Yeah,
and it's like nobody has done it before, so it's hard to imagine like to the magnitude he did it at college. So it's hard to be like, oh, he can go out there and play that many snaps a game. Just the wear and tear on your body would be really tough. And especially with the level of competition heating up at the NFL level. I'm interested to see if he could do it. If he can, great. But he might be like the highest paid player ever if he can, do it and do it to a high level. That kind of contract negotiations will be interesting because it's like, hey, I can do it both sides. I'm playing both sides. So I think, him to the Giants makes a lot of sense. That's who I'm locking in for New York at 3.
For the New England Patriots, I think they will go Will Campbell out of LSU.
Okay.
They need help on the O-line. They need to help out. They just got Stephon Diggs. The offense, they need more, so why not go O-line? So Will Campbell, I don't know if there were talks about maybe possibly when he gets to the NFL moving him to guard just because of
Mhm.
his arms aren't long. But I don't know if the Patriots will go in that direction, but we'll see.
Yeah, and it's they do definitely need offensive line help. It's like that offensive line has nobody on that unit that you can really trust. And Will Campbell, I think he's going to be a good offensive line prospect, regardless if it's left guard or left tackle. And how the board played out, the Patriots are hoping for Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter to fall to them at
Oh
4.
yeah.
They want a generational player. Travis Hunter probably more specifically for a weapon for Drake May. But
Mm.
if it doesn't happen that way, Will Campbell is a good pick, shoring up that offensive line. Um, Pick 5, Jacksonville Jaguars. I've been seeing people say Mason Graham, but I'm gonna go a different direction for this pick. I even did, a mock draft where I was saying Mason Graham to pick 5 seemed like a lock. I'm gonna go Tyler Warren at pick 5 to the
Mm.
Jaguars. I've seen this in some mock drafts, and I think this would be crazy for the Jags. Liam Cohen being the new, head coach, running things offensively, Brian Thomas Jr., and then add a weapon like Tyler Warren in the mix, a guy that, can throw the ball, catch screens, be wildcat quarterback in situations. He could be such a huge weapon for Trevor Lawrence. And I think that's somebody they need to invest more into this season with, the up and downs, the inconsistency for him. And yeah, a weapon like Tyler Warren, Brian Thomas Jr., sure up things. Tank Bigsby, hopefully he gets more carries because ETN, he's kind of fallen off.
Mm.
So I think that's the route they should go. Get him another weapon.
I actually like that. I never really thought of that just because I kind of like Tyler Warren to the Jets. Over
Yeah,
there
me
with
too.
Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson. So that's where my mind was with that. But since you have Tyler Warren going to the Jaguars, I think I will have to go with Mason Graham to the Raiders. In my mock
Imagine
draft,
Wilkins. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Wilkins, Max Crosby, Graham, that would be insane.
man, that that D line right there, that's scary. I had Mason Graham to the Jaguars. I was one of those people, but Mason Graham to the Raiders, I'd love to see that.
No, yeah, and with Patrick Graham coming back as their defensive coordinator, defensive line, defense players on that defense are going to be healthier next season. Crosby got the bag. Mason Graham, like, if he doesn't go to the Jags, that next team's going to take him.
Oh yeah.
Like he's going to go quick after that,
Hmm.
because I think he's top 4 best player in this draft class. So I like that to the Raiders, Jets. Justin Fields, new head coach. I don't think they're going to take Shedeur Sanders at 7. They're going to invest in Justin Fields. I would like to see them go offensive line. I like the tackle, Armand Membo from Missouri. I think he's a right tackle. And I think with Fashanu at left tackle, adding another guy, this would be the best tackle duo Justin Fields has ever had in his life.
Yep.
Having him be able to, have time, having better protection, having, time in the pocket to throw, dimes to Garrett Wilson. I think that's a route they should go. And coming from Detroit, where they had the best offensive line in the NFL, minus Philly, probably second best. That's where I see Aaron Glenn and this new coaching staff going.
I like that. I like that pick a lot. Because you need let's see what Justin Fields can do in the NFL with a good old line. So I like that pick.
Yes.
Um, Panthers with the 8th pick. I say they go wide receiver McMillan out of Arizona.
Ooh, Bryce
I
Young, he needs that.
He does need that. I don't know. I'm interested to see how McMillan's going to pan out in the NFL. Um, I mean, he's a good receiver, big receiver, but let's see what happens when he, gets in with the better DBs in the NFL because
Mhm.
playing in the Big 12 and the Pac 12, it's not the best football in the country. Not saying that it's bad, but
Yeah.
it's not the best football in the country. So let's see how well he pans out in
Yeah,
the
he's not gonna put up 300 yards off no NFL DB. Like some of the stat lines he had was insane.
yeah.
Uh, I think he'll be a good weapon for Bryce Young. Adam Thielen, he's not somebody you can rely on to be the number one option. Leggett, he was a little disappointing in his rookie season, a lot of drop issues. Hopefully he could bounce back, but they need a weapon for Bryce Young for him to
Oh yeah.
continue to build off of what he did last season. Pick 9, New Orleans Saints. This one I was a little torn with between two different quarterbacks. I think they go quarterback at 9 with the Derek Carr situation. His situation being up in the air. He might not play this next season. I think Shedeur Sanders to the Saints makes sense.
Hmm.
Um, and that's because I'm gonna go that route because I would have went that route at pick 10 with the trade. But since I got pick 9 right now in this situation, I'm gonna go Shedeur Sanders to the Saints. Kellen Moore, he's had a good track record working with quarterbacks. Justin Herbert had a good seasons with him as his OC. Jalen Hurts had a pretty good season. Offense was running. Dak Prescott had some really good seasons with Kellen Moore. So I think he could get the most out of a Shedeur Sanders, a pocket passer, a guy that's accurate, a guy that, if you make a good offense around him, he could thrive in it. Chris Olave, some other weapons, Shaheed. I think Shedeur Sanders could light it up in New Orleans, and that'd be a fun market for him to be in too.
Yeah, that's where I have him going as well at 9. I think he fits well with the Saints.
I
Um,
don't like the Jackson Dart hype. Like
I
I
don't either.
people are putting them above Shedeur, which I don't agree with. I think Dart, if he goes to somewhere like the Rams, that's a good spot for him.
Hmm.
Somewhere he could sit year one, maybe,
Yeah,
with the offensive guru, like somewhere to get the most out of him.
I agree. Uh,
You got the Bears pick.
with the 10th pick, I think they go Ashton Jeanty. Um,
Ooh, yes.
and that's if he's still there at this with this pick. But I think they go Jeanty to go alongside with Swift. I think that would be, especially with Ben Johnson there. I think they will try to do what he did in Detroit with Gibbs and
Mhm.
Montgomery. So I think they'll go Ashton Jeanty to go alongside with Swift, and that'll be dangerous. I think that'll somewhat complete the Bears' offense a little bit in my mind. Um, but you know how I feel about the Bears though, so we'll see.
If that happens, are you buying more stock in? Are you buying into the hype?
I mean, this I will say yes just for the quick answer, but we don't have enough time for me to go into my in depth answer with the Bears. But for the short answer, I'll just say yes for right now.
Hey, that's fair. I mean, don't set yourself up for disappointment. Don't buy into the misery. You've been good at avoiding it. Every year we have this conversation. The Bears are going to do something this year. Then it's a 5-12 season, or it's just a master ass class. So
That's why I
it,
can't
you
buy
always you always play it safe. But
into.
hopefully we can get you to turn around things and just come back to the Bears. um, but that's all we got for the NFL talk, NBA talk. Do you have one hot take that you're feeling right now before we end this?
NFL or NBA?
Whatever you're in the mood for right now.
Mm. NBA. Well, I think. Oh, I don't. I'm not really sure of a hot take right now. I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
we
tough.
we've pretty much said some things already that correlate to that. A
Yeah.
couple hot takes have been thrown around.
Oh well, a hot take that I will say. I think Jalen Milroe goes first round. I don't know if
Okay.
that's much of a hot take, but he's not a first round quarterback by any means. But I think a team will reach and try to get him in the late first round.
Yeah, and with him as a passer, the dynamic ability, we could probably say he's a better prospect than Anthony Richardson. Definitely better as a passer, more polished. What's a spot you think you like at him to? I think like a team like the Rams would be perfect. Sean McVay, dynamic ability, he can utilize that to the fullest. What's the team you like for Milrow?
I like that, but I'm gonna go in the direction of Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
They need a quarterback. Him and Mike Tomlin, that could be a match made in heaven. You never know because Mike Tomlin, he always figures it out. Always has a winning season. So I
Mhm.
would like him in Pittsburgh.
I
And
like
they
that a
just
lot. Yeah,
got DK as well. So I mean, that would
he
be
gonna have the weapons to throw to.
exactly.
Him
Exactly.
and Pickens, and especially if they like at some point we're expecting them to sign Rodgers. At some point he's gonna be on this team.
This is every
So I think
offseason with A-Rod.
yeah, what is bro cooking? What is he doing?
I'm not sure. No one knows. He hasn't gone on his darkness retreat, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, he's definitely soaking in the moment of teams wanting him, teams waiting on him. Jalen Milroe could benefit from learning behind. We
Mhm.
saw what Jordan Love was able to do, learning from Aaron Rodgers in terms of refining his passing game, being more polished as a passer. Milroe can learn a lot from Rodgers, so I like that destination a lot. But yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming on the pod this time.
Of
Definitely
course,
gonna have
man.
to get you on again.
Oh
We
yeah.
That's all we got for our NBA, NFL talk. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure to check out Six Man Blitz. Make sure to check out Chi-Town Blitz. Those accounts for the best updates, the best news breaking with anything that happens with NBA and NFL. That's all we got. As always, peace. Some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.